Good evening, everyone. So, this is the introduction session about ancient history. So, I hope everyone know pattern of UPSC syllabus, ancient history. Today, I will explain ancient history. As from tomorrow, I will give daily targets so that you complete based on your timings and availability. So, I hope audio is also visible to audible to you. So, today we are beginning with ancient Indian history. That is one of the uh, most scoring and interesting parts of the history, and which has very limited syllabus compared to medieval and modern India. So it is not ancient history. It is not just speaking about kings and the dates. It explains how humans evolve and how agriculture began. And third one, we have how first cities were built. And fourth, we have how religion developed. And how kingdoms and empires emerged. And later, how Indian culture spread of Indian culture. This is what we read all the things about ancient history. So every year UPSC asks about 2 to 5 questions. Ancient history, maybe directly or indirectly. So we will study ancient history in chronologically so that every topic connects naturally. So let us go to in ancient history. First part it deals with the prehistory. So you can check. I have given a PDF to you in group, so you can open and check. It's no problem. But I am not seeing anything. I am telling whatever it is present in my mind. So, prehistory, part 1 deals with the prehistory. Prehistory means whatever the before writing invented. Writing invented, that human left, that is, human have no written records. No written records. So, this is called prehistory. So, we will study sources of prehistory. So, in this prehistory, uh, how do historians know about prehistoric humans? Means in the sources through stone tools, fossils, cave paintings, bones, pottery, and finally we have archaeological excavations. AE. And later, after the prehistory, it was beginning with the periodization. Periodization means, so Indian prehistory was divided into five periods. That is, one is Paleolithic period, second one Mesolithic, third one Neolithic, fourth one Chalcolithic, fifth one Iron Age. So understand this as a evolution of mankind. So coming to this Paleolithic age, so Paleolithic means it is the old Stone Age. Old Stone Age. In this old Stone Age, we study about how humans lived in caves. And second one, hunted animals, hunting. And third one, we have collection of fruits. And another one, discovery of fire. And fifth, we have use of stone tools. Rough stone tools, which are very larger in size compared to Mesolithic and Neolithic period. So, and we have second one, we have Mesolithic period. In Mesolithic period, it was a period of transition, also called period of transition from old Stone Age to new Stone Age. Period of transition. So, in these important developments are, I think, microliths. Microlith means compared to stones which are used in Paleolithic period, these are small. Lith means stone, stones, and in this Mesolithic period, there was a dog domestication, beginning of settlements. So you need not write anything because I have shared the PDF. So you need not write anything. Make simpler. I hope you attended the yesterday session with my friend who is subdivisional magistrate. So unfortunately, session has not recorded. So cave paintings. So this is about the Mesolithic period, and another we have Neolithic period. So in Neolithic period, we have agriculture. Humans learn to how to cultivate agriculture and animal domestication and permanent villages, that is settlements. Return, we have polished stone tools, that is also called smooth stone tools, smooth tools. So finally we have polished pottery. So this pottery was based on designs. So they used to draw some pictures, etc. So from because of in this Neolithic period, agriculture changed the human civilization forever. So next we have Chalcolithic age. Chalcolithic age. In Chalcolithic means charcoal means copper, and lithic means stone. So copper plus stone age, it is called Chalcolithic stage. So in this period we have copper tools and farming villages, and we have pottery and trade begin in the Chalcolithic period. Trade. So this is about Chalcolithic period, and finally we have Iron Age. In Iron Age, we have iron tools introduced. Introduction of iron tools. Same agriculture, uh, clearing of forest, urban civilization because has been begin clearing of forest. With these modern tools has been begun with the irons, and the kingdoms has been expanded. Kingdom expansion. So this is the basic details of periodization, and later we have in part 2 we have pastoral farming communities. Pastoral farming communities. This chapter explains how villages develop, especially in the Neolithic, Chalcolithic, and the early Iron Age period. That is included both Neo and Chalcolithic plus early Iron Age. So how they settle, how agriculture began. So in this part of the pastoral community, we understand how humans evolved from hunters to farmers, villages, and we have kingdoms. Kingdoms. So we have to link each other with each period. And in part three, we have Indus Valley civilization. IVC, Indus Valley Civilization. This is the one of most important topics. So every year, question asked even by UPSC about especially their origin, sites, etc. Coming to origin, so it was begin at the bank of a river Ravi. So estimated time around 2600 BCE. BCE. BCE means before Common Era. Before Common Era. So previously, from our childhood, we have read like BC. BC means before Christ. But recently, this BC has been removed. BC has been removed and they replaced with the before Common Era because according to scientists, this Christ evidence was not the evolution or first part of the earth. So, uh, before Common Era means that is before the first century CE. CE means Common Era. So presently we are in 2026 CE, Common Era. So this is about the BCE and CE. So this Harappan civilization began around 2600 BCE. So in this Indus Valley civilization, we have major sites. So we will read everything, major cities and sites, major cities. So example Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Olavira, Lothar, etc. So we will read about these cities, so their importance, their party styles, how different people lived in each city. So this is called as first phase of first urbanization. First urbanization. So especially this Indus Valley civilization is known for the town planning. Town planning. This town planning, the world's best planned ancient cities. Best planned ancient city. Even since Indus Valley civilization is the ancient civilization in the world, we have other civilizations like Mayan civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, Egypt civilization. So Chinese civilization, even they have begun later after this. But what happens in archaeological system is, so they estimate the time. They through dating methods. They don't give any perfect dating when it happened first. But coming to civilization, so Indian civilization, that is Indus Valley civilization, was the ancient compared to others one. So in this town planning system, these ancient cities or ancient people of IVC has followed the different methods which we follow now in the modern 21st century, like grid pattern houses. And later we have drainage system, citadels. Citadel means a mound, and we have granary and great bath. And great bath, and they have very good economic strategy also. So in this economy, they used to follow agriculture, trade. So you understand, trade means it has been started before 5,000 years back. Trade, crafting, craft, and another we have weights and measures, like we have present kgs and etc. Those time also there is a measures. We have dockyard, and finally we have bead industry. So you know meaning about beads. Beads in the Telugu means పూసలు. So this is economy of Indus Valley civilization. So coming to IVC society, so it was the first urban society, urban civilized society, and we have peaceful. It is known for the peacefulness and well organized. So everyone talks about the Aryan invasion theory, but it was discarded by our scientists and world scientists also, especially some left ideological pseudo uh, pseudo intellectuals call our Indians as Iran Aryans like that, but it was discarded now. And later Indus Valley civilization, we have started with the religion. So, so religion first, religion was started with the treating woman as goddess. So that is mother goddess. It may be mother or nature. Nature and Pashupati shield, seal, and sacred animals. Sacred animals like bull. so which helped in cultivation. They used to sacrifice those animals. So and trees, they sacrifice trees because it gives food for them, like in the form of food fodder, fruits, in the form of leaves, bark, etc. And we have fire altars. So this is about religion. And ancient Indus Valley civilization has script, and it has been deciphered. So it was very important for prelims and mains also. So in Indus Valley civilization, we have art. So art. So bronze dancing girl, priest king, seals, and we have terracotta. And later, after all this, Indus Valley civilization declined. Be patient, I will explain. So there was many theories regarding this, like climate change. So we don't know. Just archaeological things, they do estimate that it may be happened those times because of these things, like climate change, river drying, floods, economic decline. River or floods are drying, and we have floods and economic decline. Economic decline. So this is about the Indus Valley civilization. And let part 4 we have Vedic society. Vedic society. So Vedic society, it after Harappan civilization comes the Vedic period. It has two phases. One is early, and another one later Vedic period. So in this early and later Vedic period, topics included the Aryan debate, like origin of Aryans, which was a discarded theory, and later we have migration theory, and another we have historiography. These both concepts helps to understand historiography. Historiography. So in Vedic society, later we have Vedic literature. Vedic literature. So in this Vedic literature, we have Rig Veda, four Vedas, Samaveda. Rig Veda is the ancient Veda, and we have Yajurveda, and later we have other one Veda, and again we have Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads, Upavedas, Upavedas. Example Dhanurvedam. So Puranas, etc. These are our ancient knowledge. So even world doesn't know how to write, how to think. Our Indian civilization has Vedas, and no, at first time this Vedic literature not in the form of text, they are in the form of voice. So and Vedas is also called as they treat. they used to read with the voice, because if they pronounce the sound, they used to transmit and create the energy. So that's why Vedas are not in the form of text. They transfer to the voice from one generation to another generation. So this is how Vedas came after later, that in the more in later period when the writing started. So to reach the common people, women started writing those Vedas in the text form. So this is about the Vedic literature period, and later we have geography. So geography of India. So coming to geography, we have India is called as so later I will say all those things. How Indian name or how India got the name Bharatavarsha, and we have how India got name of Bharata, Hindustan, why it is called Hindustan. Even if you go to China, they don't know about people don't know India. So in rural villages in China, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, so all these Pakistan countries, so they don't know term India in rural areas. So in Vedic literature, after we have geography. In geography, we read about the Rigvedic rivers. Rigvedic rivers like Ravi, Ravi. It is not Ravi, Ravi, Saraswati, etc. So and later we have Sapta Sindhu, Sindhu, uh, Sindhu River, and we have a later movement towards the Ganga Valley. Movement towards Ganga Valley. So this is the geography, and later we have economy of this society during Vedic society economy. Coming to they were pastorals. Initially they were pastorals. So later they become agriculture, trade, and finally iron age. Iron age period. So and we have political system. With the beginning of political system, firstly we have a tribal chiefs. So tribal chiefs, and later we have kings and larger kingdoms or empires. Kingdoms and empires. Empires. So later we have society. Coming to society, so evolution of Varna system. So Varna system, and we have four Varna system: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So those times there was no caste system. Brahmana is meant for education, and Kshatriya is for protection and fighting. So Vaishya for trading, and Shudra for agriculture and other works. So this is how scientifically our scientist wrote this book. Whenever examination, whenever in examination, if they ask to write about the discrimination system in the society, you have to write these points. Not so they evolved based on the occupation, based on the occupation. So you have to write this system. So this is about the Varna system, and coming to religion. So we have presently we have different religions in the world, but our country do not have any religion. India don't have religion, especially. So it began with the nature worship of sacred groves. So in this nature worship, so our dharma is called as Sanatan Dharma. That means, so it has no origin. It has no origin. So This is the nature, and this religion started with the beginning of yajnas by rishis, yajnas, and later with the yajnas there was a philosophical thinking, and we have Upanishads and Vedas. Upanishads. So this is about the religion, and part five we have pre-Mauryan period. Pre-Mauryan period. Now India enters into the age of kingdoms. So it is second urbanization. Age of second urbanization. There was a formation of states, 16 Mahajanapadas, and later we have republics, rise of cities, we have beginning of coins. So before coins, we used to have cowries, shell cowries. Before coins, we have cowries, and we have important dynasties called Haryanka dynasty, Shishunaga, and Nanda dynasty. Nanda. So understand that this period, all this forms the foundation for Mauryan Empire. So, and in the part six, we have Buddhism and Jainism. Jainism and Buddhism. You need patience to all this. UPSC is not reading books. UPSC is about patience. Okay. In Jainism, these religions emerged as a reaction against ritualism, where our ancient started with the worship of nature. So but these religions also discarded those times nature worship, but they also done the nature worship. So in Jainism, we read about founders, and their principles, and the spread of Jainism. So and later we have Buddhism, Jainism and Buddhism. So same concept we have founders, four noble truths, and later we have eightfold path, and finally middle path. So UPSC repeatedly ask about their councils, symbols, and in Buddhism also there are different type of sets, and Buddhist literature. So this is about Buddhism, and later we have Mauryan period. You people left for just half an hour. How could you study for years? UPSC is about patience. Next one, Mauryan period. So it was India's first greatest empire, led by Chandragupta Maurya, guided by Chanakya. Chandragupta Maurya, guided by Chanakya. So in history, there was a story. There was a kingdom. There was a kingdom. So I think Nanda dynasty. Whenever Chandragupta Maurya was very child, Chanakya was his guru. So there was a fighting between the other kingdom and Chanakya. That king was sleeping. That time, Chanakya told to kill the king. So other king who the opposite fighter who has done, so he morally told that killing the person who is sleeping was wrong. But what Chandragupta Maurya was done, that he killed that king and became the king of empire. So this was a story present in online, but I don't know exactly it was rotating. So Chanakya is famous for the Ardhashastra. Ardhashastra means economy. Ardhashastra. So especially in this Ardhashastra included administration, and later we have economy and foreign policy. FP. Economy and foreign policy, and later the traveler called Megasthenes, who was a Greek ambassador who came to India to write a book on India and its society. Uh, Indica, he wrote Indica, so which was a foreign account. And later in the Chandragupta, in the Mauryan period, we have another great king, Ashoka. So he is famous for the Kalinga War. After Kalinga War, he took Buddhism. So after seeing the blood in the form of canals, so he took Buddhism. Especially, he took the path of Dharma, also called as Dharma. In North India, we don't have R. Like in Bengal, we don't have B. So that's why Bengal is called as Vangadesham. So this is Dharma, and he is for the rock edicts and inscriptions, iron pillars, and lion capital. Spread of Buddhism began with the uh, Ashoka period, and Ashoka is also famous for this administration. So you can write examples even in governance about the examples we got administration period in the ancient India. Am I speaking speed? Let me know in the text form. So in administration, we have centralized government. Like present, we have centralized government, and we have governors, taxation system, and we have spy system. So and later decline. So finally, decline of Mauryan period. There were many kings after Ashoka, but they were very weak to rule the kingdom. And later we have post-Mauryan period. So post-Mauryan period. So in post-Mauryan period, we have kingdoms like Indo-Greeks. We have Shakas, Parthians, Kushans, or Kushanas, Kushanas, and Shatavahanas. So ruled in the Deccan period, Shatavahanas. So coming to these kingdoms, so especially in this period we have trade, Gandhara art, Gandhara art. It is every it is asked in the prelims part, and we have Madura art, Madura which is presently in Uttar Pradesh, and we have finally we have Sangam society which is Tamilian society or the South society, and in part 9 we have Gupta period. So Gupta period, it is also called as golden age of India. Golden age of India because they introduced gold coins. Golden age of India. So beginning with the Samudra Gupta, and we have another one we have Chandragupta, and later we have administration, economy, art, etc. Same topics we read. in the kingdoms, especially literature, science, etc. And finally, we have Harsha. So, final kingdom of ancient period, ancient history is Harsha kingdom. Harsha. So he is the last great ruler of North India before medieval period began. So we will study about the administration, economy, religion, and foreign rulers. So and in part 11 we have India's contacts with the other civilizations and trade. So especially through Buddhism, trade, Silk Route, spice route. So this spice route was not mentioned in the syllabus, but I am additionally I'm telling about this. And we have Roman Empire like Alexander, etc. Southeast Asia trade by etc. By the uh, Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas, etc. And finally, we have in medieval India we have uh, Sangam age. Sangam age. So this is the syllabus of ancient history. Okay, and let me tell you how India name came. So the name Bharat or Hindustan have different historical origins. So the name Bharata comes from the King Bharata, a legendary emperor mentioned in the Mahabharata and the Puranas. So there was a Sanskrit verse from the Vishnu Purana mentioned that Uttaram ya Samudritam Himadrishe Dakshinam Varshitada Bharatnama Bharati Yatra Sannatita. This is how that means the land that lies north of the ocean, that is we have uh, Hindu Mahasamudra in the south, and in the north of the ocean means in south we have Indian Ocean, that is Hindu Mahasamudra. To the north of Indian Ocean we have land. But by in above the land, that is we have Hindu Kush ranges. So in between these land it is called as Hindustan. So whoever the descendants live in this region, all people were called as Hindus. So we don't have religion or Bharatas, we have Hindus or Bharatas. So this is the how the name came. So Hindustan, it was a Persian origin. So Stan means land of a land or a country. That means land of Hindus or land beyond the Indus. So according to Constitution one, Constitution Article 1, it recognizes that India, that is Bharat, shall be Union of India. So another one we have Bharatavarsha. So Bharatavarsha means it is widely in Sanskrit in version that Bharatavarshe Bharatakande, there was a slogan. So it was a traditional part of the Sankalpa in the ritual declaration during the Vedic period, started in the Yajna or Vedic rituals. So the relevant portion is Jambudvipe Bharatavarshe Bharatkande. So the significance is this our land, our India, which we are living. It is a land of cosmic landmass called as Jambudvipa. So Bharatavarsha means the country realm of Bharatavarsha, who live the people, the region we divided. So Bharatakanda, referring it as a Indian subcontinent. So in transitional or a geographical sense, so in Bharatakanda we have different countries. So let me draw simply. I am not an expert in drawing. So this is Pakistan, Afghanistan, Jammu Kashmir, Tibet region, and up to Cambodia. So all this region is called as Bharatakanda and Bharatupakanda. I have included Afghanistan, Pakistan, and we have Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, and all other countries. So this is how origin came. So in the world, and also we have in ancient history we have different lokas according to Vedic period. So we can write this exam. So let me list. According to Puranas, we have different lokas. Though were 14 lokas. 14 lokas. We don't have this in syllabus, but if you wanted to score good marks, so we should know this knowledge also. So this universe was according to this one Puranas, universe was traditionally described as 14 lokas. I will give information, just listen. 14 lokas. So in these 14 lokas, we have seven urdhva lokas, and seven adho lokas. Seven adho means lower. Adho means lower. So urdhva means higher. So higher in higher lokas we have simply it was like a shloka bhuloka bhuvarloka suvarloka mahaloka janaloka tapoloka satyaloka or brahmaloka. In lower lokas we have atala vitala sutala talatala mahatala rasatala patala. Okay, I hope you have understood. uh, so this is the seven lokas. I will share information, so you need not to worry. So boom, we simply you can remember, Bhuvaswaha Ma Janaha Tapaha Satyaloka. So this is the our origin. So coming to religion of present, so Hinduism was the ancient and oldest religion in the world. No one knows where it started and began. And another culture we have Zoroastrianism, which was followed by Persians, and Christianity was started in the first century AD, just before 2000 years, and Islam started in the 7th century. Mm, that is almost 1300 means almost 1300 years, or maximum 1700 years ago. In the period from 3rd century to 7th century, Islam was started in between this period, and Christianity started in the 17th century. So this is about the religion, how India origin name came, and according to lokas, we have 14 lokas, and in ancient history, we also study about the how Earth evolved, uh, how many years back, theories of Egypt, theories of Indus Valley civilization, and we have Indian theories like Sheshanagu keeping the earth on his head, and eight elephants carrying the world on. world on their heads. So this is the basic history syllabus of ancient history and basic details.